Thank you very much. Welcome to all my colleagues that have joined online in South Africa, in Africa, and also the globe. The Sector of Global Businesswomen was founded on the premises of actually connecting women in the continent, in the globe, and making sure that women gather and come together. And one aspect is that I've been traveling a lot before I actually founded the Sector of Global Businesswomen. The reason why the sector is existing is us as African women taking ourselves to global markets. And here we are today. REA-Bridge Africa is a global market, and Business France is a global market. ANIMA Investment International is a global market. And thank you very much to the Embassy of France in South Africa and for supporting us to actually make sure that our dream comes true. And now if you look at our pillars, it's empowerment, leadership, and innovation, and skills development, absolutely. As you've seen that what Zaina has said, that skills development is very critical for women in Africa and also connecting into the globe. But also what is very important that we have identified as the Sector of Global Businesswomen is when women come together, nations rise. Give something to a woman, it's going to be done. Thank you. The next slide. Now, if you look at the Africa trade opportunities, Africa is the world leader in women entrepreneurship, but we still have that 58% that constitutes the women. And now what we're saying is, how do we actually increase the bar and make sure women take their rightful position in the continent, in regional value chains? Now we're talking about the implementation of the Africa Free Trade Agreement, which is we are working very closely with the Africa Free Trade Agreement in Africa as the Sector of Global Businesswomen. And we're humbled and honored to have His Excellency Wamgele Mene as one of our speakers when we launched the sector on the 15th of August last year. So we are turning a year old. And thank you very much for this presentation to REA-Bridge, that in a year's time, we are really now talking about who is the sector and where are we going, taking ourselves to global markets in an action-driven strategy. Now, as we have articulated, access to finance is a problem to women in the continent. But if you look at the challenges that we have, more women are actually in subsistence agriculture. As what Zaina was saying, Zaina actually positioned the challenges of women in agriculture in a very strategic way, where we see a lot of women in the agriculture space playing a critical role in subsistence. But what we're saying is, let us increase that bar so women can be in agribusiness. And I'll be talking about those initiatives as I close my discussion. And also women-led businesses in the continent. They're very important so that we can support the strategy of economic empowerment. And now our strategic programs as the Sector of Global Businesswomen, the REA-Africa-Bridge is a strategic program to really say that let's place women in the center of the economy in the continent at large. And how do we do that? Our training programs that REA-Bridge has actually given us, we are actually working with Nigeria, with Kenya, and also Ghana. So on the Sector of Global Businesswomen entrepreneur networks, they are paired with these entrepreneurs so that they can identify opportunities where they can work together. But what is very important and critical, REA-Bridge is placing women at the center of the economy when we're actually talking about the development of women in the African continent. Now, if you look at the presidency of South Africa, has approved 40% of the public procurement where women can actually start benefiting. This is what we're talking about in practical terms. How do we place women in the center of benefiting in the continent? And I know Kenya has done that because Kenya has actually set aside 30% for women and youth. And we would want to see Philippi and Sarah, more countries coming on board, because I was looking at that 60%, and that 60% of saying we need more activities in the continent. And it's because we need to have more countries that are actually buying into this powerful initiative, and also looking at the presidential support or the presidential task team in South Africa. I'm actually a member of that task team where we are engaging with the private sector to make sure that they open up opportunities again for women to participate. And this is a very good model where women can actually, or other countries in the continent can actually participate. Now, we have signed an MOU with the Africa Forum, which is the eminent persons of Africa. I'm actually humbled to sit in this platform and talk about this relationship, which is the former African heads of states and governments, which is the former presidents of Africa, and President Chisano, President Obasanjo, President Mbeki, and all other presidents in the continent. As the sake of global business women, we'll be working together with the eminent persons, but focusing on silencing the guns in terms of economic empowerment in the region. And how do we make sure that women, each and every single member state, they participate through agribusiness and through agricultural initiatives. Now, when we're looking at a powerful impact on women-led projects in Africa, placing women, these are recommendations now. Gender and trade agreements are critical. This morning, I was invited by the World Bank, the representative of the World Bank in the Southern Africa, my dearest sister, and Mary, and she was actually articulating one of the powerful, research documents they did in partnership with the South African Revenue Services, which is looking at the challenges of trade and also the role of women that they can play in this platform. But what they have discovered is that in the trade agreements themselves, women are not actually in the forefront. So the advice that they're coming up with is to actually make sure that women are given an opportunity to actually be in the trade facilitation, in the discussions, and even the people that are writing those trade policies, they must understand the challenges that women are facing in the continent so that we can talk about placing women in the center of economic development in the continent. Now, if you look at the spin-off, once we place women at the center of the economy, we'll have a lot of investment opportunities. We'll also look at job creation, which is related to these sectors where women are actually working in Africa, culture and heritage promotion, and also looking at the local and regional trading and opportunities that are available for women to participate. SMMEs and corporates and also development. But also just to close my discussion, last year I was invited to participate in the Africa Ambition, summit in Paris. That was an eye-opener for me because this is why we are sitting in this platform. I met gentle giants across the world in Paris that were actually looking for partners in the continent. And it is happening, but you should know what you want and how do we actually place women at the I mean, we're partnered with the South African government. In fact, the Circle of Global Business Women, the South African government is participating very strongly to support us in the work that we're doing to take ourselves to the continent, to take ourselves to the world, and actually take women and to make sure women take their rightful positions in the marketplace. We actually partnered with the Gauteng Growth Development Agency, which is one of the we call them SOEs in South Africa, that is responsible for trade, that is responsible for investment opportunities, that is responsible for investment attraction. We did an export awareness training program for women in South Africa that was well attended. And now we can say that we are taking it step by step so that women can understand the ins and outs of trade, so that they'll be known to actually take themselves to the continent and make sure that they trade and through the opportunities of the Africa Free Trade Agreement. I'd like to say thank you very much. I don't want to actually exceed my 10 minutes. I think I've covered the 10 minutes, but I'd like to thank the French government for the support that they've given to the Circle of Global Business Women. Indeed, women are thriving. When we actually started the Circle, we started the Circle during the storm, and the Embassy of France gave us an opportunity to do an entrepreneurship leadership Leadership Program at GAPS University. 35 women graduated from that program, including myself. That's why I can speak with confidence. That's why the circle is actually, still working, but still connecting with women in the globe. So skills are very important. A skill can take you far. And also in terms of corporate governance, we need to have the right systems in place. And we are launching the circle in the African continent. Thank you very much.